Hello and welcome to yet another nostalgia play here on Press X. I am Kevin McManus, and today we're going to be taking a look at Dark Cloud for the PlayStation 2. A nostalgia play is where I take a look back at the game, I play a little bit of it, and I determine whether the game holds up today and it's something that may be interesting for one of you guys to go check out, or even myself to continue, or if the game just doesn't hold up well and maybe I have too many nostalgic thoughts about it and it's just not a great game overall. So I'm almost 100% sure this game is going to hold up perfectly fine, but let's hop in and see. So this is an RPG style game with a lot going on, so I think what I'm going to do for my benefit and yours is hop into one of my old saves. So let's see, this memory card should have some saves on it. I have beat this game. I'm going to get into that a little more. Is that 59 hours? Jeez. Yeah, so I got a whole handful of saves. I assume that these were just playing through. Obviously, there's spoilers for the game here since I'm starting kind of mid to late game. So if you don't want to know anything about this game, this is not the Let's Play to watch. But let's just hop into this and see what we can do, because I'm not really sure myself. So like I said, I haven't played this game in years. I'm going to be talking about that constantly as we kind of play through it. But wow, this is very barren. So I won't even remember really. I don't remember where this is in the story, where I am in location, or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about what I remember from the game. So basically, the game is a dungeon crawler with, I believe, procedurally generated levels. If they're not procedural, all the enemies are. And you collect keys from the enemies and different drops, and they're in a different bad guy every time you go in, so it's never the same. And you go through this dungeon, and you go further and further, and while you're collecting things in the dungeon, you collect pieces of a town. And eventually, once you collect a handful of pieces, you can go into a top-down editor and build the town. And you can talk to the townsfolk and the people in the town, and they'll tell you how the town used to be before the Dark Genie took over and sealed everything away. And you can try and rebuild the town to how it was before, basically. So that's sort of the objective. It is kind of a just generic save the princess type thing. But all right, so let's look at these levels. We've captured everything. This is a mini-boss, I believe. And so I guess we're just going to hop straight into level 8 and go from there. Like I said, I haven't seen this save in years and years and years, 10 plus years. This game came out in 2001, I believe, for the PS2. So we haven't seen this game in forever, and wow, I am not doing well just hopping in here. So I have little to no water. As you can see on the top left there, that water meter is blinking, which means my health is going to drain rapidly, which it already is. This is very heavily a resource management game. And since it's a resource management game, I, as a child, did not manage my resources well. So that's the end of this. We gotta find the key first, but first I want to find water. There's water. I did not manage my resources very well, and there's a lot to manage in this game. There's water, which I just replenished. There's health, which you replenish in water as well. How do you lock on? There we go. And there's your sword, which I just broke like an idiot. So you have different... I'm not going to save over this, so I guess I can mess around. You collect your weapons, and that's kind of what levels up in this game. It's not your character that levels up, it's your weapons. So I have a repair powder. I think I'm going to use one just for the sake of using one. So that weapon's terrible. I'm just kind of looking at the attacks. This seems like this weapon's really fast, but a little bit weaker. And it's about the same. So let's go ahead and use the repair powder on this. So repair, there we go, equipped, and now let's see how it fights. Not well. So if you look at my weapon in the top left, it's about to break again. Like, this is not going well. So what we can do is you can switch your character by going to this allies, and as you play through the game, every level basically you get a new ally, and they all have different ranged attacks and use different weapons and everything. So you can kind of switch on the fly. She, I believe, shoots fireballs. I'm not even 100%. Yeah. So she charges and shoots these fireballs. I always thought she was really cool as a kid because she's really the first decently ranged character you get. And I think she's the last powerful range character you get too. You do get kind of a mid-range character, but she's definitely a long-range one that deals a lot of damage. So anyway, the Stark Genie sealed everything away, and you're just trying to get it back. You're going through all these dungeons, going through all these towns, and there's a ton to do in this game. Like I said, it's very resource management heavy, so what I'm actually going to do... Can you switch your characters on the fly? Doesn't look like it, which is fine. I'm just going to replenish the water and health of all my characters so I can kind of run around the dungeon and show you around. So one thing that I can see already is that all my weapons were broken, all my... Like, I'm not in a good place in this Let's Play, or in this playthrough of this game, and that's why this game... A memory that I have of this game is it being incredibly, incredibly difficult. Now, whether that's just because I was a kid who didn't know what I was doing, or what, it could be a number of things, but I remember this game being incredibly frustrating, and it was the first game I ever bought any sort of Game Shark style thing for. I bought I believe they're called, oh no, I bought a Game Shark. I bought a straight up Game Shark for this game because I could not beat it. I got to the very last area and then couldn't beat it as a kid. I would love to go back and beat this though. I'm having a blast with this game just already. Sure, a lot of it is nostalgia bound still, but it controls fine. I know the idea of the game really, really well, so it's just something that I've always wanted to do. This game also had a sequel, Dark Cloud 2, and a lot of people consider it the best game on the PS2, which is pretty crazy. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, and I would love to. I've been looking at picking it up. It's a decently expensive PS2 game because it is one of the gems on the PS2. You're looking around $40 to pick the game up, but it is something that I would very much like to play. Oh, that wasn't good. Oh wow, he just destroys them, huh? So Dark Cloud 2, a lot of people compare it to Kingdom Hearts, and some people even say it's better than Kingdom Hearts 2, which I don't know. I would have to play it a bit to figure that out. Oh, okay, so you get a charged attack, I see. So you can kind of charge it up, and if he gets close, boom! Hit a bunch of ones because my weapon's broken. I'll cycle through all the allies. Oh, I already have. So it's a very cat and mouse style fighting mechanic. You get close, they swing, you kind of lure. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's how Zelda basically should have been. There's the famous Egoraptor Zelda video, Sequelitis, where he talks about how he wishes that bad guys in Zelda Ocarina of Time could be lured into attacking and lured into being vulnerable, but instead they're just vulnerable until a certain point and then they unleash. This game basically has what he wanted, and when I got this game, that's what I thought it was. I thought this was the Zelda for PlayStation, and while it is aesthetically, and it definitely is aesthetically, gameplay-wise, it's not at all. It's much more dungeon crawler. It's not puzzle based like Zelda would be. Definitely a puzzler. I'm trying to figure out why this character has so much water. I don't know if you get to pick who gets the water level ups or what as you play the game, and I put all of them on this character and like explored with him and then fought stuff with the other characters, and maybe that's how I drew myself into a corner. If anybody out there has played this game and can look at this right now and know exactly what I did wrong, that would be interesting, because like I said before, I'm very interested in going back and playing this game. Maybe I'll pick up Dark Cloud 2 one day and I'll play through 1 and 2, even though that would be a lot of time. I feel like it would be worth it, because this is a game that I very much cherish. So I think you can get items that do damage, and you can like throw them at them. Let's check that out. Let's look through our items, see if we have anything cool. So we have donuts, which increase my defense. That's fine. Increase. Oh, okay. So it increases the defense. Every person has a favorite food, and that food increases their defense. But it's different for each person. So that's kind of interesting. You get things for fishing because you can fish in this game and catch fish and all that stuff. Increase your max health. Oh, I wonder if that's permanent. It looks like it's permanent. That's interesting. Increase power temporarily. Increase max thirst meter. Yeah, so that must have been what I was doing. I probably was using all my stuff on one character, and that's probably not how you play the game. He was probably my favorite character. Just my favorite character to play as a kid, and I probably put everything onto him. This makes you run quick. I remember that. Key to open a treasure chest. Wow, I have a lot of stuff. Magicals. Wow. I'm actually impressed with the amount of stuff I have. Here's a bomb that I can throw at the enemy, so I'm going to go ahead and equip that up there, and I'll equip this too, and I don't know what these are. Removes freeze, so there must be some freeze stuff. But let's go ahead and throw the bomb. Wow, that was neat. Take him out. And here's a Mr. Blair Witch Project over here. Man, I actually really enjoy the combat in this game. It's simple. As soon as you lock on, it's oh wow. So I'm about to die. I don't know if a character dies if it's game over or if it forces you to switch characters. I feel like it forces you to switch characters. They all have to die. But I'm not going to find out. I'm still just going to kind of explore a little bit here. And then we'll probably leave the dungeon and explore onward. So this is a chest for the... I guess I should mention, every area is completely different. The first area is your general town area that you would see, kind of like a medieval town. Not even really medieval, just a old town, like Kakariko Village, I think. And then the second one is the forest level, where it's very much jungle houses and things. This one's old ruins. There's a magical one, and there's a futuristic one. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a keyhole. She's like, nope, that doesn't work. You dum-dum? Weren't you paying attention for the last 42 hours of this game? I don't like the way she runs. So is there an actual run button? We can do this. Oh, you hold it down and then she runs. I see. And then it'll break eventually. So we didn't find the key. I'm not going to spend too much time looking for the key. I'd much rather explore the overworld. So the dungeons, you do this, you find a key and you can go to the next floor of the dungeon, and you could be finding different orbs where you different orbs that have houses and such in them, but I already got all of those for this particular level. So I think you need escape powder to leave a dungeon. Do I not have any escape powder? So let's go ahead and... Can't do that? How do I use it? Allows escape. Wow, here we go. Use an escape powder, yes. It's all coming back to me. So, is this the barren town that he lives in? I find that hard to believe. Let's see if this area is connected to something. And it is. This must be the actual town that we rebuild. See, I don't remember. I feel like I played the opening parts, the first 2 levels to this game, 100 times, and then anything past that point, I was so frustrated, it was so difficult that I would just start the game over. So this is the town, very island-like. But you can go into this top-down mode and open your menu and kind of build the town. So, like, here's one. We can put it right here, and then you can put things in it. So this has a cabin, and it has some stairs in the house, and somebody lives here, and since it's his house, I'll look and see if I have him. I do. So he goes there. And then if you were to visit the house, whenever you put in a new house, there's always items and such, And if you are to visit the house, you could talk to the guy and say, hey, what was in your house? What do you need? Where were you facing? And you try to rebuild the town exactly how it was. So he doesn't have anything interesting to say. Sometimes you need to fill out more of their house to be able to. And eventually an event will pop up if you 100% it and you go there. And there's a little cutscene and everything. So I'm going to see if I can't figure out how to fast travel. Attachment bag full. So let's take a look at that. So attachments. So this is how you make your weapon stronger. And I didn't understand this at all. So it looks like you just get to add stuff to your weapon, and I don't know if it's infinite, like you can just keep stacking things up. Like if I add speed, magic, and then I add a bunch of new stuff, does that new stuff override the old stuff, or does it go in addition? Looking here, it looks like it goes in addition, which means I should be using all of these every chance I get to make a super strong weapon, which is very plausible of why I was terrible at this game. Man, I'm getting excited to just go back and replay this and try and play it like a correct human being, because it was way over my head. Build up, change weapons to a different weapon. It can be built into the following weapons. Oh, okay. I see. So you can get certain things and then make the weapon stronger. It's almost like a evolution for the weapon. So here's a go to the other area. So we can look at the map. I assume those other areas are the other areas in the game. We'll drop into two places. We'll drop in here, because this is the first area of the game. This is your hometown that got overrun by the genie. And I should have this 100%ed, but I don't know. Yeah, so this is the hometown. We can kind of look. Yeah, this looks very organized, so I'm going to assume this is how the town was 100%. I think it tells you... Yeah, there we go. So I 100%ed. I got everything, I completed everything, and I completed all of their requests. So this town is finished. Here's a little vendor you can talk to. But yeah, so this is the opening town of the game, and you can go to the dungeon, and you'll see how it's different if you go in there. Let's talk to this vendor and get some repair powder first. How much money do I have? 30. Wow, I don't have, like, anything. That's not cool. Wow, I don't have any money. So I guess that's what fishing is for, to be able to make money, to be able to play the actual game. I'm not even super confident in that, but... Oh, so my weapon broke. That's no good. So let's repair this. So you have to be careful about your weapon breaking. Because I think if it breaks, it's gone forever. So you definitely have to be really, really careful about that. So let's go ahead and hop into here. If this is an RPG and I did it correctly, these enemies should be easy peasy. I'm not even sure if it respawns the enemies, though, when you go back. I guess we'll find out now. This game also had quick time events in its boss battles, which was really, really cool at the time. I know they're kind of overused now, but at the time, I remember this was the first game I ever played that had quick time events, and I was like, ooh, 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 every time a quick time event would come up, because it was the first time I ever saw something like that. So I have it, and I feel like the boss battles do too. So let's see what's in here. Yeah, so it respawned the enemies because there's little red tick marks on the map. So let's go ahead and kill a few. Oh dear. I remember these. I think he's actually a mini boss. What's that? All right. Yeah, so I definitely destroy these guys compared to... Okay, so that's the key for this particular level. So what you... I didn't know what he was going to do. So what you want to do is find the key, like I just did, and now you leave. And you can see that there's a question mark on the map. You can find things that open the question marks they're special keys, and you can get those dropped from enemies as well. And they offer a little side path. Sometimes it's annoying because the key to get out could be behind that, and you need to technically find 2 keys then. 1 key to get there, and then 1 key to leave. But, so we just go here, and I already found the key. Real quick and easy. Go through this inventory, use the key, and head onward. So that's your basic dungeon crawling thing. And I'm going to leave the dungeon. And we'll hop into one more dungeon here. Well, I'll teleport out and go to a different place. And we'll hop into one more dungeon. Kind of like what we did with the Mega Man game. As far as everything goes, the graphics hold up fine. The controls are great. I'm not having any issue. The camera feels a little sensitive, but I'm sure you can change that stuff in the settings. I'm not going to mess around too much with it, but if I was playing this, I would turn down the sensitivity. It feels a little much. The music is fantastic. This gameplay, I'm having fun with the gameplay. Like, no major complaints. Another big thing, this is the game that I want HD remade more than any other game. I would love Dark Cloud 3. This is the creators that did Ni no Kuni, was their most recent hit that they've done, and that game was received very well. So here's the fishing spot. So I'd imagine that Ni no Kuni 2 is more on the way than a Dark Cloud 3, but I would love a Dark Cloud 3. And the only glimmer of hope for that is Dark Cloud, which I believe is called Dark Chronicle in other territories, did get rated for the PS4. So it looks like it's coming as a classic, at the very least, to the PS4, which, if that is true, maybe they are gearing up to announce a new Dark Cloud, which would be absolutely amazing. But let's go to one other area, go to one other dungeon, and call it a day. So Queens was my my favorite area as a kid. So let's go there. This one blew my mind because it took me so long to get there, because this game was so difficult to me. So this is clearly the Royal Castle style level, and this is the one where I fell. This is the one where you get the girl. Oh, okay. So you actually just let's go back. This is the area where you get the girl that shoots the fireballs from her hands. Like I said, spoilers. So let's explore this. This seems like... Yep, so this is where you build the town. I feel like I didn't do much. Oh, okay, so there's a whole wall over here. Oh, it's divided into multiple sections, and you had to build everything. That's interesting. So let's see, out of curiosity. 100, 100, 100. So this is the completed area for here. So I guess if you have not completed the area, there you go. So I'm guessing this is where the dungeon is. I really have no clue. Oh, I totally forgot. This tracks your days, playing fake days, and it has a day-night cycle, and people do different stuff during the day, and different things happen during the night. And it almost reminds me of Metal Gear Solid, recent title. And that's kind of interesting. This is a pretty early game to be doing that, but indeed it does. So let's go ahead and hop out here. I'm looking for the dungeon entrance. I'm not sure where it is. I remember spending a lot of time in this area fishing. I think you get the fishing pole around this area. And I remember spending a lot of time here fishing for money, because clearly I don't have any money to do the dungeons. It's a grinding game. It's definitely a grindy game. I won't say it's a grinding game, but it's definitely a grindy game. Ride on the submarine, sure. Why not? Whatever. I hope this isn't how you get to the dungeon. It's like a super long, convoluted path to get there. And... oh, we get a cool little cutscene. Oh, this is looking like the dungeon. I think this is the dungeon. The dungeon's called Shipwrecked. This makes sense. Yep, this is it. Huh. His little glove is where he stores the towns. He opens an orb by touching it, and then it shoots into his glove. It's kind of a neat little aesthetic thing. I really like the main character's look. Yep, so Shipwreck, here's the dungeon. So we'll do one level from here, and then I'll give my final word on this playthrough. This one's probably huge because it has so many of those orbs that have been opened, which is what those symbols represent. And we'll just kind of run through here, maybe kill a few bad guys, and then see what's going on. Oh, okay. This is interesting. So here's an area that I can't get to with this character. I have to switch, I believe, to her. Not 100? Yep. And she can jump across. So that's the advantage of... not advantage because the characters aren't missable, but that's the strategy and the use for other characters, is that you can get to areas that you wouldn't be able to access otherwise, or hit characters that you wouldn't be able to hit otherwise. Okay. My weapon became full. That's cool. My attachment bag is full because I don't use attachments at all. So when they're shielding, you don't want to hit them because I believe it drains your weapon even more. But I could be wrong. I could be making that up. Man, this guy's kind of annoying. He runs away. Let's grab this. So you can play without it locked on if you want to, but then that stuff happens. So I'm close to dying. Let's open this. Oh, this chest had the... I was full of attachments. Let's open this one. Probably a map or something. Stand-in powder. So what is stand-in powder? I feel like if you die... So let's go ahead and die. We'll fight to the death. Oh, those guys look cool. I remember them. All right, so let's go ahead and die and see what happens as a way to end this. I think that's nearly destroyed. Use stand-in powder. That is what I thought it was. So leave with half the money. Oh, maybe that's why I don't have any money, because I probably died in every dungeon a million times. So we'll get to the game over screen here, I guess. Just out of curiosity. This guy's really cool. Very interesting enemy design. A lot of it is learning when they're vulnerable and learning when they're not, and enticing them to attack so you can counterattack, kind of like that. But so I don't think she has a weapon that's not broken. I'm gonna go ahead and check. Oh, she sure does. Let's go ahead and equip that and see if that does anything. Oh yeah. Those other guys are frost enemies though, so I'm sure that they don't get hurt by this. And you're dead. Drop the key. Nope. Just some money. So we're getting thirsty. Yeah, no effect. That's cool. So I'm gonna call it right here. You get the idea of the game. Dungeon crawl, build your city. Dungeon crawl, build your city. Continue the story, etc., etc. She can't make this jump. It seems a bit too far for Ruby. Yeah. So anyway, that's Dark Cloud, one of what I would consider a lost gem on the PS2 in general. And Dark Cloud 2, a lot of people consider a gem that's clearly a gem because it's very expensive. This game you can get for $5 to $10. That game's expensive for a PS2 game, sitting at $40 to $60. But honestly, this was on to make a list of favorite PS2 games ever. This game would be on it. It would probably be number 3. And going back to, even though I never beat it that much as a kid, I just played those opening levels and loved them so much. And going back to it, I'm going to go ahead and say this one holds up. This one's interesting. This one is one that I would play again. everything feels fine. Like, nothing feels super outdated or super out of place or anything. Really, the worst part about it's the visuals. The music holds up well. Everything seems to hold up well. The only thing that I don't know if it holds up well is the systems, because I didn't really get to delve into that, because this is pretty late in the game and I passed all the tutorials and everything. So I'd have to go back and replay the systems. But other than that, this game, very, very good. I recommend it. If you have access to a PS2 or a PS3 with backwards compatibility, I recommend Dark Cloud for the PS2. It seems awesome. Holds up well. So as always, thank you for watching this Press X Let's Play. If you have any other suggestions for a nostalgia play, let me know in the comments down below. I am willing to play games that I've never played before just to try them out and see how it goes. But as it stands right now, I will be looking at games that I have some sort of connection to, but it would be fun to look at games that I have no connection to at all that a lot of people like, and I can see if I enjoy it or not. But anyway, I'm Kevin McManus. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe if you would, and would you kindly like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll speak with you soon.